How real does the magazine look?
I think the magazine does look really real because it's got like lists of actual artists down the side, and it sort of looks like the fonts that they'd use, so it fits in that way. And also the masthead looks really professional, how it's sort of broken up and like distorted. It would fit in with the things you wouldn't really see like a usual like boring font on a magazine like this.
I think the double page spread looks really professional because it's laid out like a real magazine would be. It's got pull quotes and like cover lines and stuff like that, and it looks really good. I like the way this is like pulled out. Yeah, I think it looks really good.
Does the contents page look appropriate for the target audience?
Yeah, I think it looks very alternative, like your target audience. It's got like, I like the block pictures and the fact there's only a couple of them rather than too many, because I think that would look too overcrowded and too mainstream. I like the fact that your colours are alternating. I think that looks really effective and it's really clear to read. I think it really suits your target audience.
Yeah, I like the way the colours are sort of like evenly distributed throughout the thing, like it's a running theme, like the purple and black and white sort of thing. It really pulls the page together, and also the models really sort of reflect the audience because they're sort of rebellious looking. But the only thing I would say is there's a tiny little bit on the bit underneath the cutting edge thing where like it's not filled in on the O. It's like white and not the same colour as the background, but that's only a tiny thing.
Are the pictures I've used appropriate for my target audience?
I think yes, because the woman on the front, she looks like really rebellious, like quite weird, if you know what I mean. Like you wouldn't see someone walking down the street in purple lipstick and with that sort of makeup on, but it really suits the model and it suits the whole magazine.
I think the pictures are really good. I mean, you've used one picture across the entire page, so I think it's really effective, and you've pulled the text out. I like these little pictures down here as well, although I could say maybe perhaps put a border around them to make them stand out a bit more. And other than that, I think you forgot to put the purple lipstick on these photos. But apart from that, it looks really, really very good actually.
Are the colours I've used appropriate for my target audience?
Yeah, I like the way the monochrome black and white. That makes it look really quite professional and quite classy. But then it's got the bright neon colour purple as well, which I think really makes certain things stand out and definitely is eye-catching to the reader. So yeah, I think purple really brightens it up and really makes it alternative like your audience. Yeah, I think it's really good.
Yeah, I agree that the contrast between the black and white and then like a really bright purple colour really suits it because it like brings it out and adds an element of rebellion to it.
Is the layout and design appropriate for my target audience?
I think on the contents page it's really good how you've got the pictures all like perfectly symmetrically laid out because it avoids the cheap look. Like if you had like a massive picture and then other pictures like spread out through, it wouldn't look very professional. But the way you've set it out, like they're all like sort of the same size and dimensions, it really works well.
On the double page spread, I think the layout looks really good. It looks really professional in the way it's laid out and portrayed. Although I think the way, as Petra mentioned before, the way the pull quote is mentioned, I think could be written in a more like your main font, because obviously that looks a bit too tame for what it's actually saying. Also the spray effect behind, I think, should be more bright in the way it's portrayed. I think there could be definitely more to make it stand out a bit more. But apart from that, I think it's yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, I really like the spray effect. I think it'd be good if it was used a little bit more, like maybe in the corners or something.
Are the font styles appropriate for my target audience?
I think in general they are, like, especially on the front cover, like the broken distorted text, and also on here it's like a typewriter, except it's got splashes across it, which is on the reversed out cover lines, which is like breaking the conventions and like, yeah. But when it says I'm an artist, I'm not paid to fuck around, I reckon it should be in a more sort of rebellious font, like the bold above it, because it's sort of like a bit of a plain font to have that in. You think you'd see it in more of like a bold, outrageous thing, because it's quite like a bold, outrageous thing to say.
I like the way that certain fonts have been used throughout, although on the front cover where there is names of all the artists that are in the magazine are all written in separate fonts, which I think just kind of makes it look a bit cheap compared to whether if it was all the same. I think the way that you've used only 1 or 2 font sizes up to that point, I think that looks really good. But yeah, I just think that's looks a bit cheap.
I think that's actually quite a good effect because it looks like it's the font style that had been used specifically for that band. So yeah.
Does the mode of address speak convincingly to my audience?
I think so, as there are phases sort of like The Wild Child. You wouldn't see it in another genre of magazine, you'd only see it in this because it is like cutting edge, so it appeals to their audience. And also on the double page spread it says Uncut and Unleashed, which is like it's almost like it's divulging a secret into the audience, so it sort of gains their trust.
Yeah, I think it definitely speaks. Obviously, it looks professional the way it's laid out, but it has things like swear words and things to just obviously make it more attractive to the audience that it's based to. I think using the swear words definitely attracts an alternative audience and definitely pulls them in.
Ultimately, do you think the magazine was successful or not, and do you take a preferred or oppositional reading?
Overall, I think the magazine is really good actually. For who you're aiming it for, it's really suitable for the niche audience. The bright colours and then obviously the monochrome contrasts out like your audience is supposed to be like. The cover model, I definitely think that the purple lips is really standing out, so it definitely attracts the audience's attention. I think it's definite that you've appealed to what you wanted to, so yeah, I think it's really good.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean the splashes and like sprays and everything really like portrays them, like because of their rebellion and everything. It's like normal type, and then they're on a slant and splashes, so it's like yeah. And the bloodstained lips UK tour thing as well. The way UK really stands out, which is good because it appeals to them because they live in the UK. Yeah, I definitely take a preferred reading to this.